Welcome back, miners and crafters. I am Scargut, and this is Black Sheep. As you saw in the last episode, we were finally able to go take out the dragon. It wasn't that big of a challenge. The biggest part about that was we finally got our hands on some elytra. Yeah, those guys right there. And got ourselves some shulker boxes, which were much needed, so we can go farther on this build. I don't know if I showed it to you last time or not, but this is what I've started working with so far. And that'll end up being part of the base for our tower. Problem is I'm running into now is I need a lot of sea lanterns, because that'll be a big part of this build. And I have been trying and trying and trying to build guardian farms so I could get a large amount of sea lanterns. And I've built guardian farms over here and tore them down and rebuilt them and tore them down, and I'm just kind of over this for right now. There's one more I'm going to try to build. I found one by a Slack Lizard. I'll put the link down below for him. It seems like it's going to work for what I'm looking for. I don't need an entire complex, and I'm surely not going to drain an ocean monument. Right now, since that last ocean monument, I defeated the Elder Guardians, there were actually no sponges in that thing whatsoever. It was weird. So we are in search of another one, because I will have to do a little bit of draining on the interior of an ocean monument, but nothing too major. I believe there was another one out here someplace, but I could be delusional. Yeah, let's travel farther out this way. Now, the one I found by Slack Lizard, it's got some water drop chambers in it that drops them down into piston killers, and I think that's going to work. I'm not too worried about the experience that we'll get from it. I get all the experience points I need. We have the XP farm here and stuff, so... Oh, I really thought there was another one out here. Must have been some of these I was seeing. Alright. Well, I'm going to do some exploring, find another ocean monument. I will bring you guys back as soon as I figure this out. And you guys can watch me go beat up on some guardians, or some elder guardians, or more than likely get killed. No, it should be pretty straightforward. I don't see it being much of a challenge. We're going to use some TNT to break into it. I'll show you that as soon as we get one figured out. So I will be back in a few minutes. Alright, as you can see, I'm over here at the Ocean Monument. Started working on the Guardian Farm. And I definitely discovered that I had blocks in the wrong place. It wasn't anyone's else's fault. It was all mine. But after a little more research, I was able to find the exact spots I needed to see. And you look out here, you'll see every one of these pillars represents a spawn point for the Guardians. And now that I have the right spots marked, there are no longer any Guardians spawning at this ocean monument. That helps us out. Helps us out a lot. I don't have to worry about them trying to kill me, and now I'll be able to predict exactly where they're going to spawn at once the rest of this farm's in place. What I'm working on now is I took 4 of them. 4 of the pillars where the Guardians spawn. And we wrapped them in glass. This one I still have to do. And we're mining out a section down there. So it's just some of the junk we got to deal with for this. But I need to drink another water breathing. That wasn't necessary. What I should have done is probably set up a beacon over here just so I could not have to worry about the water breathing and stuff like that, but really wasn't going to help me with these drowned any, because they're just relentless over here. We want to wrap this column completely in glass. We want to make sure none of the guardians can actually spawn outside of it. Oh, there you are. Come on. I won't even drop a trident. And as I said before, the one I'm using right now is actually from Slack Lizard. And again, I will put a link down below for you to click on that and actually see his instructions. He's got a really good visual aid in there to show you exactly which spots to block to get rid of the guardians from spawning. And I was only off by 1 block, but 1 block at one spot will put the entire structure in the wrong place. So I was definitely causing more problems for myself than anything. We are currently in the southeast corner of the ocean monument. We got 4 pillars over here that we are going to be working with and turning them into our farm. Part of that is actually clearing out all the ocean monuments parts down here, down to level 35, Y level 35. We are going to have to take a break from this, though, again. I'm going to have to go get more sand, because I've used up pretty much everything I had to make all the glass I'm using right now as it is. The entire build was a little more glass intensive than I thought it was going to be, but that is okay. Because if I can finally get a farm going over here and start getting some sea lanterns, it's going to be totally worth it for me. Because the idea of scouring the oceans for all the other ocean monuments and all the ruins that had a little bit of sea lantern in it just did not sound like any fun to me at all. I'm gonna fly home, get the stuff put away, and then I think I'm gonna go journey over to the desert and get some more sand. I'll probably get a couple shulkers full this time, because now we have shulkers and I can do stuff like that. Because I'm gonna need all the glass I can get later on as well, so I think my build will be quite heavy in glass. Oh, I left the snowman shaver running. Let's check our eggs. Alright, you guys need to make more eggs. We want them to make more eggs because I need to set up another wither killer. We're going to do an auto wither killer. And I need all the eggs to make chickens over there so I can get a ton more wither roses, because I need more wither roses for a ghast farm that I have in mind that will actually give us all types of tiers and got some extra tiers and gunpowder and stuff like that. So we're gonna make that a prismarine box. That's not prismarine. Okay. There we go. It'll give us a little more room over here. I was actually gonna destroy that kelp, but oh no. Give me my food back. I'm gonna throw it in the composter instead. We are gonna need 8 tridents for this farm, which isn't so bad. We just gotta come up with 3 more. That's fine. We need to get them all repaired though. No, we don't have to get them repaired, but I do need impaling 5 on them, just to be able to keep up with the rates this farm is supposed to be able to produce. So. Alright, do we have any more shovels in here? Alright, and that'll be plenty of shovels to get us all the sand we're gonna need. Might actually just bring a couple more shulkers. I'm gonna probably spend some time over there grinding that all out and get a stockpiled back up on sand. So. But I'm gonna head over and do that. So I won't make you watch it all. I'd like to take the second to, and I don't usually do this, but if you're enjoying the videos, why not take a second just to hit that like and subscribe button? It's going to help me grow this channel and produce even more content. If not, I fully understand. If you do, thank you, I appreciate it. But for right now, I am going to head over to get some sand, and I will get back to you when I'm done. Okay, we made it to the desert, and I did some strip mining. You can see a little bit of area here. I ended up getting 4 full shulkers of sand and then filled up my inventory with as much extra sand as I could carry, so that'll definitely take care of everything we need. And we can head on back, but I also took a little bit of time. As I said before, I wanted to make sure each one of the portal rooms inside of our nether hub kind of resembled the area they were going to. I just wanted to dress this one up a little bit, just so it was reminiscent of the desert and things. And I think that works out really well. We also got all the mine track in, but this is actually... missing the power on that. I have... There we go. That. Put those in there. There we go. Now the only drawback I have right now is I don't have any minecarts down here, so we still got to kind of run it. Which luckily this section isn't too far. I will have to keep in mind that I'm going to have to add some more carts to that later on. I think we'll tuck away those 4 shulkers of sand in there. And everything else. We're going to start turning into glass. Buckets here. Let's see, that's 6. We need another 12 buckets to make sure we get all that lava. There we go. And that should be everything we need. That should be more than enough to get through all of that. Make sure everything's loaded up here. All I can do now is sit and wait. Alright, so we're going to start by actually boxing this in. Starting to get our area set up here that we want. There we go. We'll take that. Hey, I think we only need to get 2 more and we should have all the tridents we need. Brought glass with us, we might as well take advantage of that too. That is just a temporary fix. And what we're doing now is we're actually constructing the beginning of our kill chambers and collection chamber and stuff like that. The place where we're going to AFK. We're going to make this all dry here in a second. Why we had the side mission of actually looking for some sponges. Now these drop tubes, which is what these glass cylinders are, don't have to be glass. You can make them out of any solid block you want. You just want to make sure you completely encase it so that you don't get any surprise visits from loose guardians. No, don't come. Get out of here. Don't come back till you have a trident. They're gonna come around here. At least they could be decent enough to bring the stuff that we need, right? Alright, let's do this. Did I leave a spot uncovered here? Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. No. There we go. Okay, I have jumped ahead, and as you can see, I've been doing some work out here at the Ocean Monument. And I have to say, we have a Guardian farm now. This designed by Slack Lizard, it actually seemed to work out really good for what we were doing. Right now we're only utilizing 4 of the spawn points within the monument. I did start tearing that down in the center, but every one of these spikes that comes up is actually one of the spawn points. We don't need those right now, but I can expand later on and get this stuff figured out. We take a quick little swim right down here. You can see the main structure. There's plenty of guardians being spawned into these things. In all 4 of them. And we actually, I pulled the tridents out after an hour using this just to have them set off to the side. We have our collection system here with a dual minecart into 3 hoppers. I added us a few extra chests down here. But I let this thing run for about an hour, and it wasn't bad at all. I literally just stand in here. This door wasn't absolutely necessary as part of the design. I had to add it because it turns out this is also a slime chunk, and I didn't want them killing me when I was AFK, so... Show you real quick how this thing works, though. What we're going to do is chuck a trident into each one of these glass blocks here. Kick it on, and it will start killing them pretty quickly. I think we'll just start all of it up again and chuck those in there. Just try to get them into the center as best you can. Well, I think this trident was actually too broke. Throw. Alright. We'll have to start looking for another trident. But as you can see, the pistons actually push the tridents around into the guardians, and they're killed up there. And we just sit right here. You'll be able to see all the loot coming in. It all ends up down in that hopper system, and the XP orbs come right over here to us. I sat here for an hour and ended up with 84 levels from that. So it wasn't too bad. It's a real good way of gathering experience points. And over that hour, we got a lot of good stuff here. So that'll give us a good start on the sea lanterns that we're going to need. We're going to shut this off for now because we do not need to keep killing these guys. I'm going to bring this one with me. We're going to have to get that one repaired. Now this is expandable. I could add a whole nother section into it, or more towers, and just water stream everything into a collection point, but I think this is going to be more than enough for everything I'm going to need right now. We'll have to just give it a run for a while and see what happens, or we'll see how many sea lanterns I really get out of this. And this is going to be an amazing food supply for us. Let's grab our smoker. We'll get some fuel going in here. I will probably just run this There we go. And yeah, let's just stick it over here. Nope, that's not going to work. I know, I'm making this way harder than what it really needs to be, aren't I? There we go. And that'll take care of our food. You won't have to worry about that for a long time. It's not quite as good as the beef is, but I think we can handle that. There we go. Alright, so we are definitely going to need to run that more. The sea crystals will be where we end up slowing down, but... Alright. So for an hour of running, we got 3.5 stacks of sea lanterns, which isn't horrible. Okay, so between searching for ocean monuments, building our guardian farm, and just getting a bunch of other projects done, I think I've made some pretty good headway on the base now. We still haven't started the actual base, but you can see this will be the platform that the base is going to be built on top of. Now I started filling this in, and my goal is still to get maybe a wind charge elevator here of some sort to blast you up. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet. It seems to be about the easiest way to get up here, but I do need a bunch more of white concrete just to finish off this. And you can see this is just the beginning of the sea lanterns. I definitely went a little overboard in here, but I was having some spawn mob issues over here, so that took care of all of them. And we ended up using a combination of smooth quartz slabs and white concrete. And that gave us the tiered down effect that we were kind of looking for. Oops, I missed. But I think it's got the futuristic feel that I was initially going for. Especially with this part here, so There we go. See, this guy's useful. I still don't know if it was my original concept I had in mind, but I think we're going to need some sea lanterns in here too, just to help light this all up. But I'm really happy with the overall specs of what I have going on here now. And that doesn't show you anything, does it? Now, I'm not sure if I'm doing one big one or a few different towers up on top of here, or spires. Again, I don't know what I'm doing with any of this. I just knew I had futuristic in mind, and what that means and what it looks like, I have no idea. But we've made some huge headway in getting this done. As you see, we've added a few more little copper buddies into our army here. The king kept escaping, so we had to get rid of his minecart because the minecart was despawning. So this is not a prison cell. These are royal retaining walls to protect him from all the miscreants. Yeah, that's what we'll say. Once these guys oxidize too, these guys are really cool. They're posable. And I can see making pillars with them, or lining them up and using them as rails for sidewalk edges or something. I'm not sure yet. We done cooking over here? Nope, we're out of fuel. Now I have been cooking so much cod. I ended up with 4 shulker boxes full of cod from the farm out there. We got 2 cooking. I dropped one off for Kren and Andromeda over there, and one over at Eidolon's base too. There was definitely no reason to hoard that food to myself. There's plenty. Yeah, this is all cooked. That chest out there is half full of cooked cod. So that's just, I think, what we're going to be living on this season. But you know what? That's not too bad at all. Let's see some of the other things. I had this double chest of coal ore. I finally broke that down, so that's how much coal we ended up with that. We ended up doing the same thing with the quartz. I had 2.5 rows of quartz ore blocks, but we needed all of that. As you can see that right in there, the sea lanterns sit on top of a slab, and they have a slab in front of them, so you only see half of the sea lantern. Kind of gave it a more narrow slot. That is okay. Got rid of the chest monster out here finally. Got a lot of it condensed down into shulker boxes. Let's see. And even then, that isn't all of it. I probably could have got another 10 shulker boxes full of it, but I don't need that much stone. That is just absolutely insane. We are also set up now. We have the an auto sugarcane farm here, which will work passively as it grows. There's a water block hidden back there, mud on top of a hopper collector. We have our composter going next to it, and our chickens are cooperating. If you guys watched last season, you saw that wither killer I did. We're going to build that again in the end. And these guys will be set through that system and hopefully turn into chickens. And we'll end up with some wither roses. So the goal is to get a ton of wither tears, or gas tears, I mean. So we can summon all the dragons and get all 19 more portals taken care of. Now that it's nighttime. There, and you can see this is really lit up. It's really nice. We definitely need our rings of sea lanterns down in here too. And I'm not going to do a ton of them. Maybe like one in here, one down here, and one down at the bottom or something. I'm going to keep working on that, get that platform done, grind out some more concrete. Watch our little wiggle buddies over there do what they're doing. And start planning out what happens next here at our base. So I think that's going to end this episode. And as always, until next time, thank you.